Hey, fellas, before we get started here, I wanted to talk to y'all about the article you saw in the paper this morning. Actually, y'all probably saw it on your phones. I still get the paper because, well, you can't cut cartoons out of a phone, right?
Yeah, but you can screenshot them and text them.
That's copyright infringement, bruv.
Oh, I hear you, Zero, but you can't hang a screenshot on a fridge either.
My refrigerator has a television.
Oh, I think I have the same one.
The point is, y'all found out about something from somewhere when you should have found out about it from me first. But I chose not to tell y'all, and that's dumb. You know, fellas, we make a lot of choices in our lives. Every single day. Ranging from, am I really about to eat something called Greek yogurt? To, should I leave my family and take a job halfway around the world? Me choosing not to be forthright with y'all, that was a bad choice. But I can't be wasting time wishing for a do-over on all that. 'Cause that ain't how choices work. No, sir. No. That choice and my Chicago Bulls starter jacket that I let Janelle Rhodes borrow my sophomore year because she spilled ketchup all over herself and it looked like she'd been shot, well, those are two things I ain't ever getting back. Because every choice is a chance, fellas. And I didn't give myself the chance to build further trust with y'all. To quote the great UCLA college basketball coach, John Obi-Wan Gandalf, it is our choices, gentlemen, that show what we truly are, far more than our abilities. Now, I hope y'all can forgive me for what I've done, because I sure as heck wouldn't want any of y'all to hold anything back with me.
No, we got you.
We got you, coach.
We got you. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem, Gaffer. And when we sniff out the rat, permission to take socks full of soap to their stomach and chest?
We're gonna find him and fuck him up!
Fucking kill him!
Follow the money! No, fellas, look, I'm gonna nip that talk in the butt right now.
It's bud, not butt, coach.
It is? Oh, because of flowers, right?
Horticulture, baby.
That makes more sense. I appreciate that, Coach. Thank you.
Welcome to another episode of the Revisited Podcast. I'm Ben.
And I'm Kristin. This week we are revisiting Ted Lasso Season 2, Episode 12, Inverting the Pyramid of Success.
The Season 2 finale.
Yes.
Season finale.
We are now into the episodes we have only seen once.
Yeah. Well, going forward, it's, only... other than like the series finale, which I've watched a couple times.
Sunflowers I've watched 2 or 3 times.
That's the Amsterdam episode, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't even think I've watched that more than once.
I love that episode. It's my favorite.
The series finale, I know I've watched a number of times. But yeah, all the other episodes, I think I've only watched once, and it was the first viewing. So it's going to be interesting going forward. Before we start, I want to say that I learned to appreciate a little bit more, even more so, how much I love this show. It's been a rough couple days, anxiety wise, and allergy wise, but that's besides the point. Benadryl usually helps with that. But anxiety-wise, it's been a rough couple days, and I kind of sensed it coming, and so I kind of like did a preemptive strike against it, like to kind of like turn to some comfort stuff to kind of subdue it. And I still struggled with it a little bit, but you know, the two things I turned to when I was suffering the past couple days was I watched the original Pete's Dragon because I just adore that movie.
I have never shown the kids that movie.
That is my all-time favorite Disney film, is Pete's Dragon.
I remember watching that movie at nauseum when I was little. That and Robin Hood.
Oh, God. Oodala.
Robin Hood's my favorite.
Robin Hood's great.
And Sword in the Stone.
Sword in the Stone is another favorite of mine. Oliver and Company is another favorite of mine.
I saw that 19 times in the theater.
Did you? Jesus.
Well, that was back when it was like $1 to go to the movies. So
true. But, like
Anyways,
I said,
back to your story.
I watched Pete's Dragon and I watched Ted Lasso. I went and I rewatched a couple episodes of Ted Lasso, like some of my favorite episodes. I rewatched the Christmas episode and I rewatched this finale. There's just so much good feeling that comes from this show. It's
100%.
It's just so helpful. So it helped me again, as I know it helped a lot of people when it first came on, and it's still helping me to this day. So as we go into season 3, going forward after this episode, we're going to need to start thinking about the show that we're going to cover next. We got time. We have like 12 more episodes.
3 months.
Yeah. But I want to bring this up. This is Alex. We did put the suggestion out there last week. That if people have ideas for shows they cover, let us know. And Alex jumped right on it. And he sent actually an email with a couple suggestions, and I'll read them off to you because I didn't even read these to you.
No.
So
first I'm hearing about it.
Yeah. So I wanted to keep it, for the podcast. So he said, so the hardest thing with this request was fitting it into 4 categories. What do I think Ben and Kristin have already watched the full series of? I already watched the full series of, so I can follow along and not skip the spoiler section, which is good. What would make for a good podcast rewatch? How would the two of you dissect shows? And what hasn't already been tackled by Podcastica, which is another good thing, because we do share this podcast with Podcastica.
Yep.
And here's his list. He says Grace and Frankie, which I've never seen.
Never saw it.
Community. He said, given how Dan Harmon set the series up, every episode has amazing zingers and one-liners, but there's enough emotional depth sprinkled throughout that can touch on your heartstrings. Number 3, The Good Place.
Oh, I love that show.
Ben and Kristin discussing moral philosophy using one of the funniest Mike Shore properties, Abso-Fork-and-Lutely. So that's a possibility.
Really love that idea.
Yeah, the way he puts that, I kind of like that idea too. And I've only watched that series once through.
Me too. I'm putting it on the list.
So, number 5, The Wire.
Oh, yes. Yes.
He says, Ben, after listening to your podcast with Chad Coleman, because I did have Chad Coleman on Wilhelm, I'm guessing you still haven't seen the show yet, which I haven't. But if you haven't, then you absolutely understand why it needs or should be a rewatch podcast.
Without a doubt, the best show I've ever seen.
The Wire.
Beginning to end. I cannot say enough good things about that show.
So let me put this to you. So the first show that we covered was something we had both seen and loved.
Yeah.
The second one we did was something we had both seen and loved, but it was more recent. Maybe for the next show, we approach it in a way that one of us has seen and the other one hasn't. And that could be an interesting dynamic in discussing the series.
Or we do The Good Place and you watch The Wire and
while
then
we're watching The Good Place.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be a possibility too.
Because I have been begging anybody that would listen to do a podcast on The Wire. I love The Wire. It was so groundbreaking. I mean, at this time, it was made in the 90s, right? When wiretapping was very, very new. And so the technology that we have today really contrasts what they were dealing with back in the 90s. But at the same time, it is just so well done and the characters are incredible. And so many Walking Dead actors are on that show.
Yeah, I do know that.
Every time and Idris Elba, hello.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
God, I love that show so much. Sorry. Oh, Omar.
No, it's fine. Like The Wire, Oz, and Deadwood are 3 HBO shows that have been on my radar for a long time.
I was not impressed with Deadwood the way that it was a good show, solid show, but I don't think that that's a show that would be like, you have to watch Deadwood. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then his last one, he says, Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad. I know Jason Rima and team did the final season of Saul, but either show would be great to do because both of these are so beautifully built, driven, and ended.
I will not Alex, I will not do Breaking Bad ever. Just ever. Just the subject material hits way too close to home for me. I tried it. It glorifies and romanticizes a lot of drug use today that, frankly, my sister succumbed to eventually. I mean, she was sober when she died, but her chronic drug use maybe has to do with the way that she died. I can't.
I get it.
Yeah.
And then he did throw a couple honorable mentions. He said, number 1, The Newsroom.
I've never even heard of that.
Really?
Really?
Oh, okay. When we're done, I have to show you a clip because it is the clip that sold me on the show, and it is the very first scene in the entire show.
Who's in it? Is it Aaron Sorkin?
It's Aaron Sorkin. Yeah.
Oh, then I'm sold.
Yeah. He said Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He said, I know you both love it, and for good reason. It's freaking great, but I don't know how well it would fit in the flow of Revisited. If anyone could do it, it would be you two.
I would be like, we could do it. Just before you said that, I was literally about to say, we could do it.
We didn't think Ted Lasso would fit either, and we still took a chance on it, and it works. He says Avatar: The Last Airbender, which I'm in the process of rewatching for the first time, and there's so many podcasts that do that better.
I've never seen it.
And then number 4 on his honorable mentions list was one I've actually brought up before, because it's by the same producers as Lost, and that's Once Upon a Time.
Podcastica has done Once Upon a Time.
They did?
Mm-hmm. It was one of the first podcasts that was with the Walking Dead cast. It was before Jason really opened up Podcastica to other avenues. I think that it was the Once Upon a Time podcast, the Walking Dead cast, and Under the Comic Covers. I think that that's it. Those were the 3 originals.
I never knew they did Once Upon a Time.
Podcastica knowledge, the more you know. Bing.
But those are some really good suggestions. I think The Good Place is a really strong contender.
Yeah, The Good Place and The Wire. I'm in. And Justified.
I think The Good Place and The Wire maybe that might be the next 2 that we do. And I think that's a good plan. Maybe I'll watch The Wire as we're doing The Good Place, so that I'm set to go.
And that way you have something happy to offset The Wire.
Yeah.
Because you'll binge it. I binged it hard.
Is The Wire Omar?
Yeah, Omar coming.
Okay. Omar coming.
Yeah.
I know that.
Excited.
I know that actor sadly passed away, but
last year I believe.
Yeah, I think so. So was it last year or the year before?
He was incredible on that show. Incredible. Idris Elba is incredible. The guy that played Julius from Remember the Titans, whose name is it's Wood. I think his first name is Wood. Wood Harrelson, whatever. Anyways, he's great in it.
Lance Reddick is in it.
Oh, yes, he is. So is Seth
Gilliam.
Thank you, Seth Gilliam. I'm having trouble with names today.
Wood Harris.
Wood Harris. Thank you. I got it, didn't I? Didn't I say Wood Harris? Wood Harrelson?
Did you? Okay. I if you did, I missed it.
If I did, I feel like a wizard.
But yeah, Michael Kenneth Williams was Omar, and he passed away 2021.
Oh, Michael B. Jordan is in it. He's
really?
He's 12.
Oh,
yeah.
It's on my list. I mean, it had me sold at Idris Elba. I mean, come on.
Oh, Idris Elba.
That I could watch a movie with. I could watch a buddy movie with Idris Elba playing partners with Idris Elba, and I'd be happy.
I'd be totally fine. Although I will say that I tried to watch Luther, and I was not a fan.
I don't know. This will be the last thing I say about the whole Idris Elba thing, and then we'll move on. During the pandemic, I don't know if anybody else saw this, but when everybody was in quarantine, Idris Elba did a 4.5 hour long DJ set.
Yeah, because he's a DJ.
With Fatboy Slim. And I watched all 4.5 hours of it.
That is awesome.
I had it on, because I have dual monitors in my studio, so I was working on one thing, and I had the set. They kept swapping. Idris would do a little bit, then Fatboy Slim would come out and do a little bit, and I wonder if that's still on his Facebook page.
That's funny that you did that, because I did happy hour with Samantha Ronson every day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she did outside in like her outside backyard. She did like a happy hour DJ set every single day, and it was like the happiest part of my day. It was wonderful.
I wonder. I'm going to have to do a deep dive on his Facebook page because that's where he did it. It streamed live on his Facebook page. I want to see if it's still on there. Because if it's still on there, I may go back and revisit that.
Revisit?
Right? That's why I said it. But before, one more thing before we dive into the actual season finale is we mentioned last week, Greg has been playing catch up with his voicemails. So rather than save, he's got 2 more. He's got Beard After Hours and No Weddings and a Funeral that he sent us feedback for. So rather than play them during the feedback section, we're going to play them now. And listen to those. And then we're just going to dive right into the finale and cover all that. So, because there might be some good things he says in these that might play into our conversation. So figure rather than save them, let's play them now. So let's start with Greg's feedback for Beard After Hours.
Okay.
Beard After Hours. I've been looking forward to this one. And one of the reasons I have is because basically every scene with Thierry Henry and the imagination of Beard basically thinking up every insult that he could every insult that he's thinking to himself, he just he manifests it in these announcers talking about him. I love it. I mean, I love the personification of self-criticism. And especially when you could do it kind of comically. It's not as comical when someone is just talking to themselves. But this was good. And you got, like I said, before you guys covered quite a bit and quite a bunch of great stuff on the podcast. But this is I just wanted to talk about how good of a comedian of a physical comedian Brendan Hunt is. He's just phenomenal. I love it. And I can only imagine that Brendan Hunt was like, oh, what crazy shit can I volunteer to do as Beard? I know you talked about the hula hooping and the skill of hula hooping. But I thought it was great. And moving on. All right, bye.
I want to see a video of Brendan Hunt hula hooping for just like an hour.
An hour? That's a long time to ask somebody to hula hoop.
But I wonder if he could do it.
Of course he can, maybe.
I don't know.
I'm sure he can. If he can bring a hula hoop from his waist up to his neck and into his hand, I'm pretty sure he can hula hoop for an hour.
It's so funny that you said that because that's exactly what I was picturing the moment you said that. Yeah. Was that move where it goes up his body to his neck and up his arm.
Yep.
But let's go. We've got one more and then we'll move on to the finale. This is Greg's feedback for No Weddings and a Funeral.
Okay. Sort of caught up now. No Weddings and a Funeral. I agree with you guys. Absolutely agree with you guys. And it's funny because I didn't notice it until you guys had discussed it, but I don't think I realized that the Ted and Rebecca events had perhaps happened on the exact same day. They were both at least on Friday the 13th, but I was like, oh my God, like, what? Are you serious? Like, this is bonkers. And again, I don't know that they happened on the same day, but it was still a very harrowing thing. But I think that I didn't notice how well it was put together. I didn't assess how well it was directed and intercut and all that until you guys talked about it. And then I rewatched it. And I was like, oh my God, it was so seamless. The first time I watched it, I was just like, oh, this is just the way that things go. This is just the way you put together a show that I love and adore. That was pretty harrowing just to listen to both of their confessions or whatever you want to refer to it as. And we kind of end on a bit of a high note, and that's just like the ending of positivity. That's why I love the show, even when it doesn't end positively. And all right, well, on to the next one, which I'm really looking forward to because, yeah. All right, bye.
Did you run out of things to say?
I think he did.
He's like, it ended on a positive note. Yeah.
But yeah. No, but thank you for that, Greg. I appreciate you playing catch up with the feedback as well.
Yes.
Although between these two voicemails and the two more that you left for this episode, and one including spoilers, you've basically become our co-host of this episode.
So welcome, Greg, to the podcast. Welcome, Greg.
We should have Greg on during season 3.
Thanks a lot. I'm glad to be here.
Stop.
I can't do that. It's so deep. Like I cannot.
Real quick,
Greg needs to read bedtime stories. Like that needs to be a job that he does.
I was just reminded of a little outtake that you and I had last week that had us absolutely crying, and I wish I had recorded.
Yeah, no, I don't even. What was it about?
It was you trying to say Ballad of Songbird and Snakes.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yep. That's the hardest I've ever laughed, I think. I was crying. I was still crying from that like 10 minutes later.
Yeah. It was basically Kristin just trying to say Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, but almost like she had a stroke in the middle. In the middle of it. But the best part was I was letting it go because I knew she was probably just tongue tied. But she's just like, some ballad said, what? You just with that questioning yourself, I lost it. Was it. At that moment I had lost it. It was
we did not return very easily. It's 21 minutes into this podcast. I haven't even talked about Ted Lasso yet.
Well, we covered some other stuff. So now we're going to get into the actual season finale talk. So obviously before we do that, if this is a
those of you who skipped forward, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah. But if this is your first time watching Ted Lasso and you want to avoid the spoilers, just check the show notes because there will be a little bit of spoiler talk as we go forward. I don't know how much, but I have a couple things that I'm going to make sure to mention. So just check the show notes to find out when to come back for favorite quotes and feedback. But let's dive into it. Inverting the Pyramid of Success. Season finale of season 2. I'm going to hold off on the whole Nate stuff.
Okay. I do want to start off by saying that Beard's book, which was Inverting the Pyramid of Success, the soccer book, he has been reading that off and on. I think we see him reading it like in the first episode on the plane. And at this point in the finale, it is all kinds of tabbed up. There's like 100 different colored tabs around his book. So it's nice to see that, Beard hasn't changed and he is constantly working on being better as a coach. So that was like my first note that I had.
Well, it's funny that you bring that up too, because I do have a note in here too about Beard actually reading Inverting the Pyramid. But a couple other things I noticed too is we've talked about it in the past from what we've noticed, but I notice it even more instinctively in this is looking at different coaching styles. Obviously we have Ted making an apology to the team about everything that's happening. So he's very forthcoming and upfront with the entire team. But even right before the game, just looking at the stark differences in coaching styles between Nate and Roy. Nate is in the office and he doesn't leave the office. Roy is in the locker room. He's in the locker room pumping up the team. He's fist bumping all the players.
Yes.
He's going around pumping them up.
Because he's a
These are-
player.
Yes. But these are two really good stark differences in coaching styles between these people. Beard and Ted, they're the captains. I mean, they are. There's a reason why they're in the office, but they even go out into the locker room from time to time.
Right.
Nate, the team is an object to him at this point. They're not players.
He's not on the team at this point.
No, he's not.
Well, I mean, look, I know that you said you want to save it, but I mean, if we're talking about anything in this episode, we are talking about the fact that Nate has not only separated himself from the coaching staff by his attire, but you can completely tell that he has lifted himself out. He is done with AFC Richmond from the beginning of this episode.
All right. Fuck it. We're just going to talk about Nate.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. You know what?
It's hard not to.
It's the elephant in the room for this episode. It really is. He has, you're right. He has removed himself from AFC Richmond. And I think we can talk about this now because we mentioned it in spoilers leading up to this point, but now we've gotten to a point where we know how this episode ends.
Right.
There is the conversation with Rupert at
the funeral
where he whispers into Nate's ear. And the more I watch this, the more I start to think that you were absolutely right in something that you said earlier in an earlier episode, might have even been last week, where Rupert was using Nate as a weapon against AFC Richmond.
Yes. Against Rebecca.
Against Rebecca in particular, you're right.
Yes.
But throwing a bad apple into the bunch and using Nate as that bad apple. Like Rupert knew what he was doing in 100%. Doing this. He corrupted Nate in telling him, probably in whispering in his ear, you are better than they make you feel.
Ted has done nothing to help you. Ted has abandoned you.
You're wasting your talent with this team, and I might have something for you.
Ted never won a game. You won all the games. Yeah. Everything that Nate says to Ted at the end, I don't think that Nate really thought those thoughts up.
No, this is like the devil on your shoulder.
Yeah. Rupert might as well be behind him going, yeah, keep going. Don't forget this part. Oh, don't forget this part,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's basically it. I think this is Rupert whispering in his ear while he's talking to Ted. While
anybody that's been, I'm so sorry.
Go ahead.
Anybody that's been in an abusive relationship knows the markers of an abuser. And I mean, I don't care how charming and rich Rupert is. Rupert is an abusive man. He's not physically abusive, but the mental and emotional abuse that he puts people through is just as, what's the word I'm looking for? Is just as
damaging.
Damaging, thank you. Is just as damaging. And make no mistake, that's what he's doing with Nate. Is what he couldn't do. He couldn't penetrate Rebecca anymore. And that was his favorite thing to do. I mean, he tore down Rebecca during their marriage, during their 12-year marriage. He made her into this subservient, sniveling, codependent woman. And Rebecca has risen above that with the people that she's put around her. A lot of that has to do with Ted. But he saw at the funeral that he couldn't get through to her anymore. She has risen so far above his abuse that it's not fun for him anymore. So how can he penetrate Rebecca now? Well, obviously is to kill the team. How can I kill the team? Well, Nate looks like he's a weak link in all of this. I'm going to go after him and see if I can poison the team that way.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. He immediately, once his target was off of Rebecca directly, his attention diverts to a new target. And it's basically, he is the witch, Ted and Rebecca are Snow White, and Nate has become the poison apple.
Yes, very good. Yes. Yes.
And he is handing what looks like a juicy apple, but is really poison.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where Nate comes in, and he has converted Nate into he has infected Nate so much with false positivity that it has corrupted Nate, and Nate has ended up basically putting himself on a pedestal above everybody else. Nobody has put Nate on a pedestal other than Nate. Nate has done it. Rupert hasn't even done it. He has just given him the proper amount of false accomplishment that Nate has done it himself. He has built this pedestal he's put him on, but what Nate doesn't realize and won't realize until next season is that this is a very shoddy built pedestal.
Mm-hmm. Well, and did you see at the very end, one of the last shots of the show is Rupert again whispering in Nate's ear.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the devil on your shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to continue to fill him with this false sense of entitlement and accomplishment to keep Nate feeling the way he feels.
Yeah.
Even though he's not these things that he believes he is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and it's going to be an interesting journey for Nate next season because he's, I don't want to say too much, but he's going to go through his own journey. Yeah.
Yep. He's on a journey, and it's a journey that not a lot of people are okay with.
Not a lot of people are. Yeah. I mean, there are some people, it becomes very decisive by the end of the season, how people feel about Nate. What did I say?
Decisive.
Oh, divisive. Yes. That's what I meant.
That's okay.
Yeah. I'm stupid.
You're stupid.
There's a lot of people that are split on their feelings for Nate by the end of the season.
Yeah, we went out with some friends last night and we started talking about this because they're big Lasso fans as well. And I said, yeah, I'm preparing for the season 2 finale and blah, blah, blah. And we all talked about the fact that like none of us ever came back on Nate.
I did. I know when we get to the end of season 3, that's going to be a good place, a good conversation between you and I, because I did come back around on Nate. Again, not saying too much for people that haven't watched, but yeah, people are split on the feeling of Nate by the end of this series.
Right.
So we'll see how it is. But, we talk about everything with Nate and we talked about everything leading up to the season, watching it from an analysis perspective as to who was really to blame. Is Ted at fault? Is Nate at fault? Where does the fault lie? And, the conclusion we basically came to up until this point is that, yes, there is fault from other people.
Yes.
Ted is to blame for some of this. He's not completely to blame. It's not all on Nate, but it is not all on Ted either.
Right.
But the fault does lie with other people. It's something that we didn't see until revisiting the series. However, that being said, in that moment where Nate and Ted confront each other about this, and I have a clip, we're going to play it because I feel like we need to hear it. I'm just going to play the clip. So this is the final, I'm going to call it the final confrontation, even though it's not. It is for the season. The final confrontation between Nate and Ted.
Hey, Nate.
Hey.
Everything okay?
Yes, Ted. Everything is okay.
What is it? What'd I do?
What are you talking about?
Oh, come on, man. You're mad as hell, man. I just want to know why. Huh? What have I got to learn here?
You want to know what you did?
Yeah, please.
Okay, I'll tell you what you did. You made me feel like I was the most important person in the whole world. And then you abandoned me. Like you switched out a light just like that. And I worked my ass off trying to get your attention back, to prove myself to you, to make you like me again. But the more I did, the less you cared. It's like I was fucking invisible. haven't even got the photo I gave you for Christmas up in your office, just a picture of dumb Americans. And now you're going to play Nate's false nine, so when the team fuck up, which they will, okay, you can blame it on me. Well, no, fuck that. Everybody loves you. The great Ted Lasso, well, I think you're a fucking joke. Without me, you wouldn't won a single match and they would have shipped your ass back to Kansas where you fucking belong with your son. Because you sure as hell don't belong here. No, I do. I belong here. This didn't just fall into my lap, right? I earned this.
I know you did, Nate. And if I didn't tell you how important you were to me enough, I'm sorry about that.
No, you're not. You're full of shit. Just fuck you, Ted.
All right. So.
All Rupert's words.
Okay. Yes. So I want to say my piece and then I'll let you say your piece because
yes.
I watched your face as that clip was playing and I'm like, oh, Kristin's got some of the same words I do. So as I said, like leading up to this, we knew other people were to blame. This wasn't just all Nate thinking negatively.
Right.
So going into this, I was like, okay, it's going to be so interesting for me to watch that moment again and see how I feel. Watching that moment again, still fucking pissed off at Nate.
Yes.
Still hated Nate, even knowing Ted was to blame for some of it. I still wanted to punch Nate square in his face.
Stupid face, his stupid face.
The line that really made me angry, like leading up to this, is when he says, and I watched your reaction when it was said, was, you don't even have the picture I gave you on your desk. It's just a picture of dumb Americans. That's his fucking family.
It's his family, you moron.
You really think you are bigger than his family in his life?
Inflated ego. If I just, and it, you know, for any shrewd watcher, we all know that no weddings and a funeral. That picture's on his dresser at home.
Yeah. Yeah.
That says something to me, but he's not a personable man, Nate, you know? I mean, we haven't seen his house ever, have we? We haven't seen where he lives.
We don't until next season.
Right. So we don't know, like, what's at your house, Nate? Do you have anything at your house? Do you live like a monk? Do you, have pictures on the walls or anything like that?
Well, I mean, and it's interesting that you say that because you're right. That picture is on his dresser at home, which is probably where he spends the other half of his time. So the picture of his family on his desk at AFC Richmond is to remind him why he did this, why he went to Europe, why he took this job. The pictures that are at home are his reminders, are the things he loves while he's there.
Yeah, because he has dark moments at home when he's by himself. And that is a really positive moment from his time in London.
Yeah. And Nate, you're right. Nate doesn't see that. He doesn't think about the things he can't see. It's only what's visibly in front of him. He's no more than a surface thinker.
But he wants the status more than anything. That's why he wanted the window table at Taste of Athens. That's why he wanted the nice suit. That's why he didn't want anybody to know that Ted gave him the suit or that he used to be a kit man. He looks down on the kit man now that he's a big, tough coach. He wants the status, but he wants the status without the work. And okay, you earned what, man? You were a kit man. You would have always been a kit man. You never would have been a coach if it wasn't for Ted. Ever. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong at all. And I said the same thing upon first watch, and I said it upon this watch, is you're right. Like, when he says you wouldn't have won these games if not for me, okay, you wouldn't be the assistant coach if not for Ted.
And
you would
even
still
when they
be the kit man.
And even when they tried to give him the coach position with the whistle and everything, he went off on Rebecca and nobody said a word.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He did. We saw a very early, like, there has been some indicators along the way as to the kind of person that Nate is. And that was one of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you're right.
So I don't know. I mean, him wearing, we see him at the beginning of the whole series, and Ted's out there on the field and he just wants to like get a sense of Nelson Road, right? And what does Nate do? Comes out, get off the field. Oh my gosh, you got to give respect to the field and respect to the shoes and respect to this. Da, da, da. Like he is all about that. By the end of by this episode, he's in a suit with dressy shoes. And he was on the field, like he was walking on that grass in the wrong shoes. He has completely lost sight of what he loves the most, which is the game of football.
Well, not only that, but I think even going into like going back to his coaching style and things like that, like he says during that speech, like, you're going to run this false nine, you're going to run my false nine, and when it fails, which it will, so he already has no confidence in this team whatsoever, you're going to put the blame on me. Well, fuck that. Well, if you look at the timeline of this episode and the false nine in particular, when they go in and they say that they're going to run the false nine, before Ted's even in the room, Nate says under his breath, "Will you be fools not to?"
He doesn't say it under his breath.
Well, he says it. He says it without Ted in the room.
No, Ted and Beard looked at each other like,
"Oh no, that's right. Ted was in the room."
Yeah, it was an uncomfortable moment.
Yeah, that's right. Ted was in the room. He said it. He says, "You'd be fools not to." But then later on, when he sees it's not working, he not only doesn't have confidence in the team, I think he loses a little bit of confidence in himself.
You think so? Because I don't.
Well, so maybe it's not that he loses confidence in himself. He automatically goes into this mindset where, I'm going to take the blame if this doesn't work.
Which is so funny because what was it, like a week before that, 2 weeks before that, he was going on and on and on about the fact that, when it works, who's going to get all the credit, and, and then Beard's like, well, if it doesn't work, who gets all the blame? Nate?
Yeah.
He does.
Well, we talked about that last week.
Right. But he has lost sight of everything.
Well, and I think what it is that when you talk about status and the status that Nate wants, I think it is because Nate has put himself on such a high of a pedestal that the reason why he has switched his thinking from, when Beard says who's going to take the blame when it doesn't work is Ted, the reason why Nate thinks he's going to take the blame if it doesn't work is because putting himself in that suit and coming up with these plays, Nate's already in the mindset he's the head coach.
Oh, 100%. Ted. And he wants that to be known on the field in front of the cameras too.
Yeah.
But it's funny, after that speech, Ted, when they make that goal, when Sam makes that goal, Ted goes back and he tries to bring Nate into the celebration. And Nate is just pouting like a child.
Well, not only that, but Roy does the same thing. Like when, Roy's patting him on the shoulder, like he's congratulating him. They're all acknowledging that this is Nate's play. This is all Nate's doing.
Yeah.
The only person not acknowledging it at that point is Nate. He's written it off.
So I think that Nate wanted the team to spectacularly fail so it would have been easier for him to leave. He was the leak about Ted's anxiety, right? Mm-hmm. Instead of Ted getting angry and lashing out and trying to find who the tattletale was or whatever, and maybe Nate was trying to get fired so that he would be like, well, they got rid of me. They'll rue the day they got rid of me, Nate or Ted approaches the whole thing head on. He talks to the team. He apologizes to the team. He makes that really great speech about choices where he's not acting like it has affected him or his witch hunt to find the mole, so to speak, right? And Nate is affected by that. And Nate's affected by that because I think Nate expected him to explode, for him to rat out the source and to kick him off the team and to get angry and to prove once and for all that Ted is the bad guy that only Nate sees. But that didn't work and it backfired.
And I think you're right. I think because there's another moment in this episode too, and we'll talk about it a little bit deeper as we go forward because it's actually a really funny moment, but there's a point leading up to it that happens where I think you're right. I think Nate is honestly glutton for punishment. I think
he
he
likes
really
to spit on his face.
I think he does want to be punished.
Yeah.
And it's weird, but there's the moment where Roy is talking about, where Roy becomes a diamond dog finally, which we'll talk about that a little bit later. But when, he talks about how Jamie says it and I wanted to punch him, but I forgave him, and then Nate admits to Roy, I kissed Keely. And Roy's like, it's okay, Nate, we're good. And he's like, well, if anybody should be headbutted, it's me. Like, he wants Roy to punish him.
He wants a reason to leave the team.
I think
he wants to be able to go to the media and talk about the hostile environment that is that team. And he can't. And it frustrates him until he finally rips that sign down.
Which pisses me off even more.
Right. But that is out of anger for the fact that he can't penetrate this very solidified team that he has chosen to extract himself from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so I think that that's what this culmination of anger is that everything he thought that he could do, or that maybe even Rupert told him to do, is not working. Yeah. He cannot poison the team. He tried, and it only made the team stronger and closer.
Well, even in that moment, because you talk about the ripping of the sign, which is such a sad moment to see that. But like in that moment where McAdoo steps through the team and he puts his hand up on the sign and everybody joins him, which is such a great moment of this series. It is, if you look in the background, everybody is on board. Nate is glancing to the side.
We actually backed it up because I said, did you see Nate's face? And Dave's like, no. And I said, back it up. And we backed it up and we paused it. And I'm like, look at his face.
As in, like, he's disgusted by this.
He is he's embarrassed for them.
Yeah, which I don't, like, there's no reason to be embarrassed for it. But the fact that you're right, he's disgusted by this because he realizes that's what he can't break.
Their belief.
And that's why he tears the sign. He tears it in half and leaves it on Ted's desk. That's the bigger insult to it, is the fact that he puts it on Ted's desk and leaves it there for him to see.
Yeah. I mean, but it's like, I guess maybe I can see how, and I'm just going to play devil's advocate for like one thing, just one in this episode. Is that if you're already really, really angry and you're looking for fault in somebody like Ted, and Ted is really genuinely trying to just keep Nate a part of this master plan to get back into the Premier League, I can see how Nate thinks, because his mind has been twisted and brainwashed by Rupert and by his own self-loathing, that Ted is trying to pin a failure on Nate. I can see that. I can see how you can be so poisoned in your mind and so paranoid that is the impression that you get. Fine. I get that. But on the other hand, Ted is trying really hard to get his life back together now that he has gone to therapy. He's addressed his anxiety. He's addressed the things that have happened to him to make him into the person he is today with Dr. Sharon. And you see him actively trying to keep his team rallied around him. And that includes Nate. So for everything that Ted has done to Nate, and I'm using that in quotations, air quotes, to Nate, it's because Ted he's been dealing with so much of his own stuff that goes beyond him just being away from his family. Dr. Sharon on the team for this whole season has been this huge healing experience for Ted. And Nate has not had that healing experience because he hasn't sought out Dr. Sharon. He never saw Dr. Sharon, not once. Yeah. And I wonder what things would be like if maybe everybody had been required to go to Dr. Sharon during the season.
I don't know. That's a good observation. I don't know if they did make it a requirement, how things would have changed. But you do bring up a very good point too, and it's something that I didn't even really consider, is that all of this is happening. You're right. Ted has had so much to deal with in his own life, pretty much his entire time since he's been there. But throw in the fact that Trent Crimm's article is published and all of England knows now that Ted has panic attacks, and you look at what Ted went through that day, leaving the bar. Well, it might have been a matter of a couple days, but leaving his own home to paparazzi, which is probably the first time that has happened.
Yep.
Everybody on the street that he is walking down has a copy of that paper or one of the papers with that article.
Yep.
And everybody is asking, are you okay? Are you sure? Do the job. The people that are on Sky Sports 1 are talking about it. Everybody is addressing this huge revelation in Ted's life. That doesn't matter to Nate.
Nope.
This is a point in Ted's life where he has to deal with more shit than he ever has.
Yep.
And that just is the selfishness of Nate and his decision. He doesn't see what Ted goes through in his own life. It's all what matters to Nate. It's what's happening in Nate's life.
Honestly, I mean, coming from somebody who teaches, teenagers, is a very juvenile and immature way to look at life, because that is what teenagers do. Teenagers are very self-absorbed. They only see their life through their own lens. They don't know how to look at different perspectives. It is not until you're older and you're taught how to do this that you really understand that not everything is about you. And it's almost like he's been emotionally stunted somewhere along the lines. He was told that he wasn't worth more than a kit man and he should never go for it. And then somebody gave him yes, you are worth more than a kit man. And then that immaturity and the overflated sense of the overflated ego combines into this really toxic personality that Nate took on and Rupert jumped on.
Well, it's even like I mentioned episodes ago with Keely and Rebecca giving him like these confidence boosts that Nate as a personality was just not ready for. He was not mature enough or emotionally grown enough to handle this kind of a confidence boost. He didn't know how to handle it properly. And that plays into the whole toxicity of everything as well. But you mentioned, this whole childish mentality of someone who was never really emotionally supported. And again, without going too spoilery, we're going to find out a lot about that in Nate's past.
But we've gotten a little bit of that already. We've seen how his dad is towards him. We've seen that his mom
that's true.
him.
Yeah.
We've seen that. We've seen Nate come home and to have breakfast with his family, and his dad could not be more bored with the fact that he's all over the news after a really good win.
Yeah. I forgot we did see that this season. Yeah, so we have already gotten some of that. It's definitely going to be explored more next season, but I mean, we've seen it. We've seen reasons why Nate is the person that he is.
Yep.
And to see all this come to a head and blow up the way it does. Again, analyzing it more this time, thinking like, okay, maybe I'll think differently when I see this situation play out again. No, I'm still just as pissed as Nate as I was the first time.
I was so angry. Yeah, the whole time. I mean, and just looking at him, you're just like disgusted with him. You're disgusted with, and he's wearing the suit that he got with Keely, which we know is unbelievably overpriced. But he's decided he wants everybody to see that he is wearing like a $5,000 suit or whatever it is, Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, he the fact that he just wears that, we've said this before, the fact that he wears that when everybody else is wearing AFC Richmond colors, he's already not on this team.
But that's just the thing. I mean, that when Jamie finally bonded with the team, he said something that I believe is a real theme of the entire season of this entire season, is that teammates should wear the same kit. Something I'm paraphrasing here.
Yes.
And that's true. They all wear the same kit. The coaches wear the same kit. The players wear the same kit. Even the kit man wears the same kit.
Yeah. Will wears the kit too.
Yeah. So as a former kit man And as somebody who loves football the way that Nate loves football, for him to refuse to be a part of the team in a kit sort of way is very telling of what's going on with him from the beginning. I mean, we saw this from the first time, like he was wearing the suit, but he was still wearing the jacket over the suit. Like he was still kind of a part of the team. And then all of a sudden the jacket disappeared and he was just wearing the suit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, look, I look at it this way, and I think this is just coming from personal experience. Anytime I played a sport, I was psyched to get the jersey.
Oh, it's like the best day of practice.
When you get the jersey and you realize I'm on this team.
I am on this team. And even like when you look at baseball and the baseball coaches, they wear a baseball uniform.
Well, it's one of the reasons why fans buy jerseys and wear jerseys to games.
Because you want to be a part of the team.
You want to be part of the team.
And you say, we're going to win. We're going to beat you. We are doing this. Yeah.
I didn't even tell you this yet. I ordered an AFC Richmond kit. Finally.
That is amazing. With the black mark across.
Well, no, I ordered I ordered a coaching kit.
No. I'm just saying, like, I love that scene with Sam, and he sees that all of those boys are playing with Obasanya jerseys.
We're going to talk about that.
Right.
Yeah.
But one of them was wearing one that they had actually put the tape over, so it's just, it just furthers my point that the team wears the same kit.
Yeah.
Nate decided halfway through this season he wasn't on the team anymore.
Yeah, he hasn't been a member of this team for a while.
But he just needed a direction. He didn't want to be there anymore. Rupert gave him the out.
Yep.
I think. I could be totally wrong.
I think you're right. And I mentioned this before. This has been the devil on your shoulder situation with Rupert. Rupert saw an opportunity to weasel his way in, and he did. And it shows by the end of the episode in that the final scene is that Nate is the new head coach of West Ham United. Rupert's new team.
What a dick move. On so many levels. Like, on so many levels, what a dick move. First of all, Rupert is setting Nate up for failure. West Ham? Isn't that like a huge team?
Yeah, it's a huge team. They're like usually towards the top of the standings every season.
You don't it's just, does he want to fail? Does Rupert want to fail? Does he think that he's going to succeed with Nate?
I think he does.
I'm being honest here.
And I know you are. And I think he does, because why would he make him head coach?
Because he wants to get one over on Rebecca. So is he just acting really short-sighted, or does he have like a grand plan here? Because he does. Well, that's for spoilers. We're going to talk about that in spoilers.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot to break down with Nate in this episode, and I think we did a pretty decent job.
I think so. And I have more for spoilers with that. Can I go to a theme?
Sure.
For the episode? Because I think that the theme really encapsulates a lot of our characters, and that is the choices that we make. You know, the theme is very in your face. It's set up beautifully with Ted talking to the team about we are the choices that we make. And I think that is such good advice for everybody. Everybody. We can make any choice that we want, and we are given the choices, and depending on who we are, we kind of say who we are by the choices that we make, you know, and he's speaking to Nate in that moment. But he's also speaking to the team. He's speaking to himself, blah, blah, blah. But when you look at that, when you look at choices that were made, big, huge choices that were made throughout this episode, you have, of course, Nate. Nate made the choice to leave. Duh. Okay, that's out of the way. We've got Ted. Ted made the choice to confront this article head on with the team and to start off his after game press conference by addressing the article right away.
And I want to make quick mention of this too, that one of the things I love about not only this series, but the cast and crew and the writers, the creators of this series, is that when that happened, when season 2 ends with that press conference and Ted makes it a talking point about addressing anxiety and mental health in sports. This is the reason why the cast and crew of Ted Lasso visited the White House. After that, they made it a real life topic.
And
they dove into that.
Yeah. And what's interesting is that I was just reflecting on this last night. I'm so glad that you brought this up because it's 2024 now. And this aired in 2021. And we've come so far since this episode, because now we do talk about mental health and mental health awareness so much more than we used to even 3 years ago.
So many people have come forward since not just Ted Lasso, and I think the pandemic and the quarantine really shined a brighter light on it.
100%.
So many people now address and confront and admit anxiety and depression. And yeah, you're right. We've come a long way in just 3 years.
Right. Because I'm watching this and I'm like, wow, this seems so normal now. And it's only a few years removed. And I remember thinking the first time I watched this was, I'm so glad that they're bringing this up. This is so important.
Yeah.
And we're just a few years past that. And it was regarded as so important. And here we are. And we talk about it more openly now, which is great.
Yeah. I started this episode talking about my past couple days this week.
Exactly.
With it. Like, more people are open about it and address it. And you're right. I think.
Yes. And I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, I agree.
Going a little bit further with choices, we have Roy and Keely have both kind of made choices by the end of this episode. I have a real big problem with the Roy and Keely
I know
subplot. So I'm just going to say they both do make choices. Keely's going to go and work on starting her PR firm. Roy is going to go on his island. I forget where they're going, Majorca.
Well, he doesn't. I don't think he goes. He leaves the tickets behind.
Oh, that's right. For 6 weeks, that's the plan, right? And the choices that they're making, it's so weird to me that Roy thinks that, oh, are we breaking up? Why? Why would that be? Whatever. You know what? We're going to talk about that later. We have Jamie and Danny. Jamie decides and makes the choice not to do the game-winning kick, and he gives it to Danny because he knows that Danny needs that.
I love that moment so much.
Because how did this season start? A dog died because of Danny Rojas.
Yeah.
And he sees that the new dog has a helmet.
I love that moment so much in this episode because it is not only a great moment for Danny, but it is a huge indication as to how much Jamie has grown.
Yes.
In such a short amount of time.
Yes. Yes. That's the Lasso effect right there.
Yep.
Ted Lasso. And then you have Jamie and Roy in the kit, which seriously, anytime that Jamie and Roy are together is just my favorite. And next season we're getting like so much Jamie more. And Roy that I just can't even like. I wish we could just start watching right now, like right now, this second. But I just love it when they're in the kit room and they're talking to, and the minute they walk into that room, I go, "Where's Will? Will's in there."
Because it's been a running joke that Will is always in the room whenever they go into the kit room. And I just love in this particular moment where he's like, "Whoa, I was just so stunned I couldn't move when you came in here."
I get it. I'd be, oh no, what do I do? How do I melt into the wall? and then Jamie gives his heartfelt apology and Roy's just like, fuck! And he just leaves.
Because, and I think that's like a great that moment right there too is also a good indication, not only of Jamie's growth, because he can admit what he did was wrong and he knows he shouldn't have done it. He'll never do it again. And not only does he admit it, he's admitting it to the person he should be admitting it to.
Yes.
Both people, because he's already said something to Keeley about it. Now he's saying it to Roy, the other person affected by this. And the growth in Roy, in that the old Roy would have just punched him or headbutted him.
Well, and he did by the end.
He does. He gives him the little headbutt at the end.
And then they got to celebrate because he's just like, I had to do it. I'm sorry.
What'd you do that for? So I could do this.
Yay!
Yeah. Got it out of the way, and now we're good. And that's growth for Roy's point of view, too.
Do you see how confused Jamie was, too? Like his face when they're like jumping and dancing.
Yeah. It's God, I love it.
And then you have finally the last choice that was made was Sam Obasanya's choice and the fallout of that. and the immediate validation of his choice. Immediate.
Yep. I love too in that moment, which we could talk a little bit about that because it's very quick. So we can kind of talk about that now. Is one of my favorite moments. You're right. The immediate gratification in Sam just kind of smirking and knowing like, yeah, I made the right choice.
Ted Lasso or you.
in that whole like scene where like Sam Richardson or Edwin Akufu is like strangling the mannequin and fake shitting on it and everything. It's so poop. It's so childish, but I love the fact that when I'm
going to buy your childhood home and then I'm going to burn it to the ground.
But I love in that when he goes right after Sam tells him no, and he immediately goes into that childish tirade. Sam's like, medium talent. Like that's the only thing that bothers him is the fact that he called him a medium talent, because Sam knows he's not a medium talent. He
100% knows his refrigerator has a television on it,
right? I think I have that same refrigerator. Sam, I mean, that's the great thing about Sam Omasanya is that he's a great player and he knows it, but he's not braggadocious about it.
Well, like, he has an amazing father.
Yeah, he knows his worth.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't flaunt it.
He doesn't have to. He
No.
proves it. He proves it in his actions.
But going back to that moment that you mentioned earlier, in the moment that when he finally does make the decision, and it's right after that conversation with his father, and his father tells him, you wait for a sign from the universe, and he immediately gets it.
Mm-hmm.
And he sees all those kids playing football on the field, and he sees one of them is wearing the Obasanya jersey with the black across the banter. That is a huge nod to Invincible.
Yes,
which is the Vince Papale movie with Mark Wahlberg.
I like that movie.
I like that movie too.
Such a good movie.
But that's a similar scene from Invincible, is when Vince Papale sees somebody playing on the street wearing his jersey. Like it's a sense of acknowledgement.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a question because I didn't look too into it and maybe I should have. Why did Akufu change Sam's number?
Oh, did he? I guess his number was
Sam's
different.
number is 24. And he said, I hope you don't mind that I picked your number for you. And it was 10.
It was 10. Yeah, I do remember that. I don't know. I don't know if there's a reason for it or not.
Why wouldn't, because I know that an athlete's number is very special to them.
Well, it hasn't happened yet. Never mind. So I don't want to bring it up because wait.
I mean, Kobe Bryant changed his number from 8 to 24 for a reason. He had to leave his old past behind. That was a huge deal for him. Michael Jordan will always be associated with the number 23.
With 23. Yep.
Which is why LeBron James is such a tool.
Well, look at Jackie Robinson. Jackie Robinson will always be 61. There's a reason why
42.
numbers 42. Wait, is Jackie Robinson 42? Who was 60? Who was 61? I don't know,
but the name of his movie is 42.
42. You're right. Who was 61? 61 is another number in baseball that's equally as important. I was probably just confusing players.
No, that's okay. But my whole point is that numbers are very, very important to an athlete. So it's interesting to me that he would change his number from 24 to 10 without, like, maybe it's just to show just how clueless he is about athletes, about running a team, owning a team. You know, he's just a guy that likes to get whatever he wants. I don't know.
Oh, sorry. 61 was the year that Roger Maris hit his 61st home run. Never mind.
Got it.
It's not a jersey number. 42 is Jackie Robinson. But no, I mean,
baseball thing.
You did, Dan.
My husband's going to be so proud of me.
You're right. Like, jersey numbers are very important, and I think that just is another indication that Edwin Akufu really didn't care as much about the game as he claimed he did. I mean, look, the chopper is still sitting on the practice pitch in this episode.
Who is?
The chopper.
I know.
It's still sitting on the practice pitch.
Which means that grass, that means that grass has died.
Underneath, yeah.
Yeah. It's so rude.
It's another good indication that just Akufu just did not have the love of the game that he claimed he did. But yeah, jersey numbers are very important in sports. It's reasons why jersey numbers are retired.
Right.
You know, and when they're retired, nobody ever wears them again.
Right. I mean, Kobe Bryant's numbers have been retired in multiple arenas. Yeah, arenas.
I think
in the NBA.
Well, actually, no. I think Jordan's were only in Chicago.
Yep. Well, I think maybe also in Washington because he's part owner of that team.
And he played for the Wizards too. So
yep.
So maybe.
But I think he changed his number when he played for the Wizards. He wasn't 23 anymore. I think he was 44, 45.
Well, because it wouldn't be right. I mean, he's 23, Chicago forever.
Yeah. Well,
you know,
unless you're LeBron James and you want to come in and be Michael Jordan again. I don't know. I don't know why he chose 23. You know what? I can't.
Look, I'm going to say this and then I'm going to leave it at this. I know you have a love for Kobe and I do too. Like I think he was an amazing player. He still is one of the greatest. Jordan will forever be number one for me. Like,
and that's okay as long as you don't say LeBron James.
No, I don't say LeBron.
But going back to Sam, I remember the first time I watched this, I was so nervous about what he was going to do because I knew what a great opportunity that was for him to go. And I'm just like, no, I love him so much. He has to stay.
Well, I want to say too, one of the other things that is mentioned in that conversation with Sam and Akufu at the end when he tells him no, and it seems like you can kind of see a change in Sam a little bit at this point is, from what we know of Sam is that one of his ultimate dreams is to play for the Nigerian team.
Yes.
And when Edwin tells him you will never play for the Nigerian team, Sam's unaffected. He's not affected by this.
Right.
Because he either won, and it might be a little bit of both, it might be both column A and column B. One, he doesn't believe that. In his heart, he believes he will still play. But even if what Edwin Akufu tells him is true, he's okay not having done it because of AFC Richmond. Because he has a home with AFC Richmond.
Yeah, and because I think he also like you said earlier, he knows his worth. He knows who he is. And his family loves him. His friends love him. His teammates love him. And for Sam, that's all that really matters in his heart of hearts. Yeah. Is that the people that he loves love him back. That's it. He doesn't need anything else. Yeah, he has a dream, but he also knows that all of your dreams can't come true.
And I think it was very important and very smart for the writers to have that moment at the end of the episode with Sam and Rebecca. Because I'm sure it was in people's minds that is there possibly a reason Sam is staying behind for Rebecca? And because we know Sam still has feelings for Rebecca, even though Rebecca ended things. And Rebecca still has feelings for Sam, even though she rightfully called it off. I'm sure there were a number of people that still had that, were questioning that as to his reasoning behind it. And I like the fact that they addressed it, and how they addressed it with Sam talking through Ted and not
Ted was
addressing
so
Rebecca
uncomfortable in that scene. It was hilarious.
But, having Sam come up and say, this is for me. My journey here is not yet finished. I'd like to say it's because of you, but it's not. Like, I feel like it was very important and very good that they addressed that.
I just like it because Sam was just like, I need to talk to Rebecca. I don't know how to do this. So I'm going to talk to Ted.
Well, I love the fact that when Sam's like, when Ted was about to leave the room, both Sam and Rebecca are like, no, you can stay.
Please stay.
Yes, exactly. Because who knows what's going to happen.
There was so much tension created in that moment. They did such a good job with that scene. It was so good.
It's a fun scene watching them do that.
Yeah. Poor Sam. And, Sam is also, he's a player. He's not a coach or an owner. So while he did have a relationship with Rebecca, he still understands that there is a pecking order and that there is a hierarchy in this team. And he respects it. He respects that boundary immediately. Yeah. No, my head coach is not going to leave the room because a player has entered it. No, I am not better than my head coach, period.
Well, I mean, and I agree with that. I agree with that. I
couldn't remember Sam Richardson's name, and so I put in my notes Sam/dickhead. Sorry, I had to share that before I crossed it out.
It's funny how we have some of our notes in here too. I know you have thoughts on it, so
no, you say it first. I've been dominating this whole thing.
No, I was going to say, let's talk about Roy and Keeley. That's why I said I know you have thoughts on it. Look, this is an amazing moment for Keeley. This is huge for Keeley going forward into season 3. Keeley gets the news that they want to back her and give her own PR firm.
The banter people, that's huge.
Yeah. These are the sponsors of AFC Richmond. They want to give Keeley basically the keys to her own castle. Mm-hmm. And they want to make her, they want to give her own PR firm. This is because Keeley has been doing an amazing job with AFC Richmond.
I was going to say, this is
PR.
Deservedly so.
Oh, this is rightfully deserved.
Correct.
For Keeley. Mm-hmm. And seeing Keeley's excitement for this is great. I love the moment where she goes to Higgins and what Higgins tells her.
Happy to be on the list.
That's in my quotes, by the way, for this episode. But that advice that he gives her, good mentors. Oh shit! Hold on, I got to look it up because I want to get it right.
It is amazing.
It's a fantastic quote, but this is a huge moment for for Keeley. And I love the reaction that both Rebecca and Roy have for her. Everybody is proud of Keeley, rightfully so. This is something that I've said it to death already, but she deserves.
Yeah, and I think it says a lot about Keeley too, about the fact that she wasn't nervous about fighting with Rebecca or having some big dramatic blowout. She didn't want Rebecca to feel like Keeley was ungrateful for everything that Rebecca has provided an opportunity for Keeley.
Yeah.
That says a lot about Keeley, the woman.
Well, and I love the fact too, there's a callback to the beginning of this series in season 1 when she does the photo shoot as to when she asks Ted, should I be a panda or should I be a lion? And she tells Rebecca in that moment, you helped this panda become a lion.
Yeah.
That's a great callback to the beginning of this.
Pandas are dumb.
But here it is. It is a good mentor. A good mentor hopes you will move on. A great mentor knows you will.
Yes.
And
I just made it up.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, I just made it up. But it's true. It's absolutely true. A mentor doesn't want you to stick around. A mentor is doing what they do because they want you to move forward.
They want you to succeed because your success means their success.
But it's also a huge moment too, in that when Rebecca tells this to Keely, when Keely tells Rebecca, like, I love that Rebecca says, make sure you do one thing, and that's hire your best friend. Like, it's such a great moment for these two characters, because we've said it from season one, from the beginning of season one, even before we knew the real Rebecca. The Rebecca Keely stuff is some of the best. It's some of the best stuff of the series.
Yeah,
and it's far from over.
And well, that's what I was going to say. With Rebecca saying, make sure you hire your best friend, that's Rebecca saying, I will be your first client.
Yeah. Yeah, because
she has to hire her.
Well, this is when Rebecca also finds out the news that Rupert bought West Ham United. And she's like, don't go work for him. She's like, he can't afford me.
Well, not to mention, when pigs fly.
Yeah. But, continuing on with this, with Keely, we get the moment where Keely tells this to Roy, and Roy is also rightfully incredibly proud of Keely.
Yep.
But you can sense that kind of hesitation in Roy, in that he says, like, you're going to be too busy for me. And Keely's like, you just shut up right now about that. Like, because I love you and I'm not. Like, this will change nothing. And, I think Roy kind of sensed, maybe this is one of the reasons why there is a separation between Roy and Keely by the end, in that when Roy tries to take this vacation, and he does so, he sets everything up so that he makes sure there's Wi-Fi so she can work. And Keely says, no, I've already started, like, with this job. I can't take the time off. I think Roy is getting confirmation in his own head of what he said is right, and that she's going to be too busy for him.
It doesn't jive with me. I'm sorry.
I know it doesn't.
But she would have told him that she started a week ago. She would have told him what those plans were. This is a couple that is very strong and very solidified. And now all of a sudden we're supposed to think that they're broken? How come you can't be an independent woman and have a successful and stable partner? How come we have to draw the line? She can have a whole photo spread about only her and her successes professionally, and she can still be in a healthy, devoted relationship. Why is that not portrayed as something that is attainable? I don't understand it.
Well, no, and I get your point of view on that too. But I think one of the things that we didn't talk about last week, and we should mention this week, is that Variety changed the article. That article was initially supposed about players and their significant others. And when the article was released, it was all about how powerful Keely has become. They changed the article. Rightfully, because that is who Keely is. Mm-hmm. That is probably a better article for Variety.
Oh, I have a spoiler. Hang on, let me write it down real fast. Hang on.
before you forget it.
Yep.
When we get into that. But that article in Photoshoot was supposed to be about players and significant others. That's why it was Roy and Keely together. Variety changed the article. That's never addressed. It's become, when it was published, it was about how powerful of a woman Keely is. And there's nothing wrong with that, because Keely is that powerful of a woman.
Yeah.
And I want to say too, I don't think we praise Juno Temple enough for her acting.
I think she does really great.
I think she does really great. When she gets the news and like her reaction to that, like, I'm like, oh God, like she's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
I love her. I love Juno Temple so much.
Yeah, she's great. She's really great.
Let's see. So I mean, yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch Roy and Keely next season. Because where we're left off, there's hesitation. They're not broken up, but we don't know where they stand.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of leave it a little bit left unknown. Because as I said earlier, Keeley tells him to take that well-deserved break and go off on this 6-week vacation on his own. But when he leaves the office, he leaves the tickets on the table, on the desk. They're left behind in her empty office. So I don't remember if it's mentioned in the season 3 premiere, but I'm left to guess Roy's not taking that trip because he doesn't want to do it alone.
Yeah.
It was intended to be with Keeley.
I only have one more thing before spoilers.
I have a couple. Go ahead with yours.
I really love the fact that Ted talks to the team about the article. I really, really, really love that. I love the fact that he said, "I'm sorry that I didn't trust you guys enough with what I was going through." He puts them on an equal playing field, which I think is beautiful. And it's something that Nate doesn't understand. And he looks like he has no idea why he would. Nate looks like many times through the season, why are we talking to the players about what they think, about what they want? Like when Roy was like, "Hey, why don't we ask the guys that are actually doing the false 9? What did they think? How did they want to change the second half?" And Nate just looks like, why would we stoop so low? You know?
Yeah.
And I thought it was brilliant because Roy knows that as a retired player, that these players have thoughts. They're the ones playing the games. Ask them. Get their input. And it's so funny because they all looked so confused that Ted would ask them what they thought.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that's the reason why after Ted does his speech on the pitch about I didn't trust you enough with my struggle, blah, 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 that the whole team was like, "We love you, coach. We have your back. We have no problems with what they're saying about you in the news because we know you, we trust you, and we love you." And that and watching that backfire on Nate again was wonderful. But then he solidifies that by trusting them in the halftime of the game by saying, "You know what? I'm going to back up the fact that I know that I should have trusted you before. I'm going to trust you again. What do you think? What do you think we should do in this second half?"
Yeah.
He backed it up.
Well, and I also love the fact too, going back to, when he tells the team and he apologizes to the team flat out about the article that they read and everything. I love how Colin's like, "We're going to find this person. We're going to beat him with socks with soap." Like, I love the reaction on Nate's face because he is the man they all want to crucify in that moment, but they don't know that it's Nate.
He really thought that was going to go a different way.
Who thought it was going to go a different way?
Nate really thought that article was going to go a different way.
Oh, he thought everybody was going to turn on Ted.
Yeah, I think he thought maybe he could have gotten the head coach position at Richmond.
Ooh, yeah, you might be right. That could have been his way to oust Ted so that he takes over.
Because if he goes, then Beard goes.
Well, okay.
In his mind.
Well, okay. Let's play into that then with bringing Rupert.
Let's
into
workshop
the situation. Let's bring Rupert into this now. Maybe that was the initial plan, was to get Ted and Beard out of there so that Nate could take over. And now Rupert has an inside man inside AFC Richmond again.
To destroy the team. Interesting.
Because he bought West Ham United, so now he can destroy AFC Richmond because he has another team.
Yeah. And if they have a weaker coach, they can really destroy AFC Richmond.
AFC Richmond doesn't get promoted, and I stay on top with a superior team in West Ham United.
So maybe
that was the plan.
Maybe this is the backup plan.
Making Nate the head coach of West Ham was the backup.
Interesting.
Yeah, I kind of like that actually.
I do too.
Now that we're workshopping this.
Yes. That's what I say to my students. Okay, yeah, let's workshop this. Let's play it out.
I kind of like thinking about that was the initial plan. was for Nate to become the new head coach of AFC Richmond.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And use Nate to destroy the team from the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll see. I have just a couple little things.
Sure.
I love the fact that going back to, the article being published, seeing the people in the town, there are obviously people that are against Ted now because they think he's not proper to coach the team. But there are still other people that, and this is the Lasso effect, that still support him. Like the one shop owner saying, like, are you okay? Are you sure? Like, that's like kind of riding the line a little bit. But even the guy that calls him a wanker constantly says, like, he initially calls him out on it, but then he says, hey, do the job. You'll be okay. Like, even this guy's kind of turned around on Ted a little bit.
Well, I think that they all love him. I think that what you do is you razz the gaffer, and they feel that they have a good enough relationship with Ted, living where they do and living where he does, that they can do that. But that older gentleman, when he turned around, he was like, listen, man, it's going to be fine.
Yeah. Yep.
We support you.
And even May.
Saying, her taking that paper was the best.
Like, don't worry about it. It'll all wash out in the cycle. It always does. And then ripping the paper out of that guy's hands. I was done with it anyway. It was just, I
love May's fierce love for this team.
Yeah. I just love May. She speaks truth, and I just adore her.
Jeremy and Paul and May. The show wouldn't work without the four of them.
And I've made a conscious decision that it is my goal sometime within the next 5 years. I want to get to that village. I want to go visit. Do
you know what it's called?
No, but it does exist.
Oh, I'm sure. It's definitely a real place.
It might actually be a Richmond. I don't know. But I will look into it, and I have never been overseas, but it will be within the next 5 years. It is a goal of mine to get over to Britain.
We should go
to the UK. I would love it.
You and I should go.
I would love it.
Go on a Ted Lasso pilgrimage.
Yeah, for sure.
Then we'll go to Hawaii and have a lost pilgrimage.
That would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That would be awesome. What are we going to do for The Wire then?
I'm not going to Baltimore.
I only live like 2 hours, not even 2 hours from Baltimore.
Not going to Baltimore.
Okay, so let me see. What do I have? I love the fact that, Beard is the constant best man for Ted, man. Like, when he says, like, I assume you know what all this is about, and Beard's like, nope. And then you see he has the paper in his pocket. He very clearly knows. And not only knows, he knows from the moment he reads the article, Nate is the source.
Well, of course he does. Roy and Leslie are not going to say a word, but he has watched Nate. He has observed Nate this entire season. And I got to tell you, some of this is on Beard. Beard should have squashed this a long time ago when he saw it happening. He saw this happening. If there's anybody that is at fault, it's Beard.
I think no. And I said that at the top of the episode, that there are other people to blame for this entire thing.
Yeah.
The blame does not fall completely on Nate and Ted.
Yeah. Beard saw this happening the entire season. And I love it though, when he said, you don't want to headbutt me. And Beard's like, oh, you want to be headbutted? I'll do that. And Nate knows in that moment that Beard knows, and Beard hates him. I think he is terrified of Beard after that moment.
I think Nate already knew that Beard knows, because Beard says to Nate, see the paper today?
Mm-hmm.
Like he knows right then and there. He's calling Nate out right then and there.
He is staring him down.
Yep.
Beard, and making an enemy out of Beard seems like a bad idea.
Yes, it is. We talked about Jamie giving Danny the penalty shot, because just how amazing of a moment that is. Richmond very obviously get promoted by the end of this, so they're heading back up to the league.
Yay! Richmond till we die. We're Richmond.
I have three more quick things to mention, and then we'll move on to spoilers. Just Roy hesitantly becoming a diamond dog. is just
that was the best.
It is one of the best moments of the entire episode.
But Beard, when he walks out, and Beard's like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god."
Well, I have that in quotes, so we'll talk a little bit more about it in quotes because there's some great quotes from that moment. Sam's restaurant. I mentioned this in spoilers last week.
Yes.
Sam's restaurant that he buys is the same restaurant that Edwin Akufu made a fake Nigerian restaurant. Sam decided to make it real. He buys the restaurant because he wants to turn it into a Nigerian restaurant. And I love that about Sam. Like, why can't something that Edwin faked actually be a reality? And
Yeah, you
Sam's
know what?
the one
If
to do
anything, it gave him the idea.
Yeah. So, yeah, so some good did come out of the whole interaction with Edwin Akufu.
I think a lot of good came out of it. Sam realized that he wants to be at Richmond. Given the opportunity to go back to Africa and play for his home continent, he would rather stay at AFC Richmond. He wants to be there. He's not just there because he was told to go there. He wants to be there. He sees the effect that he is making on people. And I think that that's really Sam's ultimate objective, is just to have a positive effect on people.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. There's other good that came out of it than just that. And then the only other thing I have, too, is we finally get to see Trent Krim again.
Independent.
Trent Krim, independent. You know, my dad made the same joke. Well, he sounds like a good guy.
Yeah.
You know, it is just, yeah, it's, I love seeing Trent, and the Trent story is far from finished. And I can't wait to get into season 3.
I know. I want to go downstairs and watch season 3, like, bum, 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 bum.
But that's all. I think that's all I have, other than a couple things for spoiler territory.
Yeah, I have spoilers.
Okay, so then with that being said, we're going to dive into spoiler territory. So if this is your first watch and you will want to avoid it, just check the show notes to find out when we're going to come back, so you don't get anything spoiled. I'm going to throw a quick one out there, if that's all right.
Yeah.
Susie Campbell from the dog shelter hits on Keely, and Keely kind of likes it. This is a little indication as to another side of Keely we're going to discover next season.
Well, she's already said that she was bisexual.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
I don't remember her saying that.
Yeah, when she was talking to Rebecca about relationships or something, and she was just like, "Oh no, I've been there before. I just wouldn't with you," or something like that. Like, we're friends, or but you're hot enough, or it's a season 1 quote. It's like a throwaway quote, but she has already established that she's bisexual.
Okay, I must have. Yeah, I guess I just didn't remember that.
However, talking about this season 3 Keely, we know who Keely's boss is. We do. We know that Jack is her boss.
Yes.
Jack is her boss in this episode. Did Jack orchestrate the change in the Variety article?
Oh, is this what you wrote down?
Yeah.
That? I didn't think about that.
It's interesting, right?
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. I didn't think about that.
Because Jack is, as we learn, Jack is a very controlling and domineering person.
Yes.
Who is only concerned with optics and perceptions.
And Jack is a very interesting character, because at one point in the beginning, you kind of want to like Jack.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to discover that you kind of don't. I know.
Aurora disagrees.
Yeah.
So that was the spoiler that I just thought of, and just like a little question, maybe. But it is interesting. It was supposed to be on Couples, and then she gets this job with Banter, And now all of a sudden the Variety article is only about her.
Yeah, because you're right. Jack is you're right. Jack is her boss already at this point. We just don't know it yet.
Right.
We just don't know it yet. I'll mention one of my other spoilers, and then it's the other one I have, and then we can
I wonder if it's the same one that I have.
I don't know. Mine has to do with Jamie.
Oh no, mine has to do. No. Okay, go.
So, Jamie giving Danny the penalty shot.
Yeah.
We're going to see that again. It is in the series finale, only this time it gets passed on to a third person. Jamie takes the penalty. He gives it to Danny. Danny then does what Jamie did for him last season, and he gives it to someone who needs it. And he gives it to McAdoo. And McAdoo is the one that takes the penalty kick.
Who needed? Yeah.
It is the passing the kick to the person who needs it the most. It's not who needs the win. It's who needs the confidence boost.
Yeah.
Jamie gave it to Danny because he knew Danny needed it.
And he said, I believe in you, didn't he? He said something like that.
He said, you got this, muchacho.
Yeah. I love Jamie Tart.
And then it happens again. Jamie gives it to Danny in the final game. And then Danny looks over. He sees McAdoo, who's never taken the penalty shot before.
And
he gives it to McAdoo. And Isaac takes the shot.
McAdoo needed it.
Yep.
Yeah. McAdoo has a rough third season.
Yeah. And McAdoo takes the shot. It is such a great indicator of how cohesive this team is that they look at a penalty shot as a confidence boost.
Because they all can make it.
Yeah.
All of them. Every single one of them. Right down to Jan.
They just need to see it.
Zorro.
I mean, the game is on the line.
Yeah.
But they
literally on the line.
But they still pass the shot. Because they have that much confidence in their own teammates.
And who gave them that confidence in their team?
Ted.
Lasso.
Yeah.
He lassoed them all together into one little hoop.
The lasso way.
So Dave gave me this last night and I was like, holy shit, I totally forgot about this. Nate's under the desk.
Wait.
When Ted goes in and he sees the ripped up sign, Nate is under that desk. Remember?
Was he there then? I thought that was a different moment.
No, it's this moment. He's under the desk.
I thought there was a moment where Nate broke back in.
Was it? Oh, was it? Darn it. I was so excited.
I don't know, but I'm going to find out as we're talking. So keep talking about it.
Well, I don't know how much I can keep talking about if it didn't really happen. But in my mind, Ted goes into the office and he sees that the believe sign has been ripped in half and put on the desk. And Dave goes, "Oh my gosh, Nate's under the desk."
Oh no, you're right. I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at that particular clip and seeing the team doing a Congo line through the office. And you're right. You see the ripped up believe sign and Nate is under the desk.
Nate's under the desk. He is there the whole time. They're celebrating without him. He is missing out on this 2-season culmination of success.
I'm sorry. I'm still watching it. And there's a moment where he stays under the desk even as the cleaning crew comes in because he doesn't want to be revealed. And you see him nonchalantly push the trash can out from under the desk with his foot. I forgot about that.
What a wanker.
You're right. That's a good call from Dave. You're right. Yeah. Nate's under the desk.
Nate's under the desk. I just loved it because Dave's like, Nate's under the desk. I'm like, I totally forgot.
Yep. I forgot about that too. You're right. He didn't get out in time.
Right. Well, they were coming in and he was like, oh no, what do I do? And he just goes under the desk.
He hides like under the desk.
Dumbass that he is.
Yep. That's so good. That's a good pickup by Dave.
Yeah, Dave would be a very good podcaster.
Anything else from spoilers on your end?
No. Oh, yes. Just a question, really.
Sure.
in the third season, Sam does not make the Nigerian team. He stays behind, if I remember correctly.
When they are playing,
for the international break.
This is the moment I almost said, and I realized it hasn't happened yet. Because when we were talking about jersey numbers,
okay,
Sam doesn't make the Nigerian team. You're right; he doesn't go home to play, but Jamie does, and Jamie wears Sam's number
24
because in solidarity with Sam, because Sam didn't make it.
Right.
He's showing Sam's support by wearing Sam's number.
Golly, Jamie. Jamie is a good dude. He's a good dude. Even though he wore that ridiculous outfit in the season finale, the icon thing and the too small red puffer vest and the stupid fanny pack, every item of clothing on his body, I was like, you are a walking prank on yourself. Like, I don't understand. But in the last episode of season 3, he does make the Nigerian team because we see a picture of him on the Nigerian team.
We see the video. We see the video of them taking the picture too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it is true. Dickhead Okafor. What's his name? Okufu. Thank you. Okafor is a basketball player, I believe.
Yes.
Okufu does make that happen. He does ensure that Sam is not on the Nigerian team, but it also has to do with the fact that Sam gets on the Twitterverse and starts talking about politics in his home country.
Yes. I mean, this is not the last we've seen of Edwin Okufu.
No. In fact, a very wonderful food fight happens because of Edwin Okufu.
Yes. I love it. It's one of my favorite moments of season 3.
Yeah, I would agree with that. With that.
But yeah, like that was one of the things I almost brought up and I held back because I realized it hasn't happened yet, is when Jamie wears Sam's number during the
gosh. I just want more Ted Lasso because I want more Jamie Tart.
AFC.
So Dunster isn't even doing anything. I looked on IMDb and he wrote and directed and starred in a short. It's not even out yet.
He deserves.
He needs more.
Yeah. Isn't he an Emmy winner now too?
Did he win an Emmy?
I don't remember if he won the Emmy or not.
I don't remember.
I can't remember. So is that everything? The only other thing I'll mention for spoilers too is just I mentioned it. I kind of already, man. Seeing Trent Krim as part of the team next season.
I can't wait.
Writing the book about AFC Richmond and being in the locker room pretty much he's in every episode next season.
Trent Krim already had that idea. That's why he was waiting outside.
Well, you know what I kind of love about that moment?
That he lost his keys?
He locked them in the car.
Yeah.
It's the moment he quit being a journalist, all his intuition went away.
Oh, that's what Dave goes, that doesn't seem like Trent Krim would do that. I go, that's the point. He's lost. He has no idea what he's doing with his life anymore.
And he locks his keys in the car. It's so good. All right. So then with that being said, welcome back to everybody else coming in, and we're going to go over some of our favorite quotes from the episode, which I have a couple. I love, it's, where's it at? And I know I have it. No, fellas, look, I'm going to nip that talk in the bud right now. It's bud, not butt, coach. Is it? Oh, because of flowers, right? Horticulture, baby.
Horticulture, baby.
I love that Ted is so thrown that he used salt instead of sugar.
And it ends up being good.
And she's like, no. It's interesting. She's a sneaky, salty bitch. Like because Heather Locklear on Melrose Place, right?
Well, shortbread doesn't have a lot of sugar in it to begin with.
I've never made it, so
because I thought about that. I'm like, wait a minute, what is that recipe? And it's
a very simple recipe.
There's only ever like a quarter teaspoon of salt in any baking thing.
Yeah.
And probably there's like a tablespoon of sugar in in a shortbread recipe. So if you were to get that mixed up, I can see how that would be really shocking at first. However, salted desserts are generally pretty good.
Yeah, I bought them last night while I was grocery shopping. I tried one of them and I immediately wanted to get more. They are dark chocolate graham cracker bites, but they are coated with sea salt.
Yeah, do it.
And I bought them. I bought them last night, so they're in my kitchen right now. And I opened the bag to try one, and it was so good. I was like, oh, I can finish this whole bag right now. But yeah, salt in desserts can be really good.
Yes, I think so.
I know people who sprinkle sea salt on ice cream, which could work too. Anyway, back to
yum. That sounds delicious.
Even if it's like a basic, like just vanilla or chocolate, and just sprinkle some sea salt on top. Oh, it's so good. Anyway.
Sorry.
Stop making fun of me.
I can't. I can't.
Any on your? I have more, but what's any for you?
Well, Sharon saying, "Hi, Ted. Remember, the truth will set you free, but first it'll piss you off." Totally true.
I love that we got to hear from Dr. Sharon. Yeah.
Yes, and she sent an audio message. Of course, she did.
Yeah, we said it earlier, but I'm flattered that you came to me instead of Ted or Roy. Well, they're at training. Well, instead of Rebecca, then she's the one I'm afraid of telling. I'm happy to be on the list.
Happy to be on the list. If my father had a panic attack at Normandy, we'd all be speaking German.
And then at Rebecca's dad's funeral, Jamie fucking Tart tells her he's fucking in love with her. Whoa. And he's still alive?
I fucking forgave him.
And in that same moment too, I know I said I fucking hate doing those things, and I do fucking hate doing those things, but in the end, they didn't use a single picture of me with me in it, and it hurt my feeling.
My feeling. I love that. It was singular.
Yep.
I kind of froze when you two came in here, and I didn't know what to do. All right. Yeah, no, it definitely sounds both helpful and compassionate.
Wait, so sometimes the fucking Diamond Dogs is just chatting about shit and no one has to fucking solve anything and nothing fucking changes? Sometimes, yeah. That's cool. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. They get so excited by acknowledgement from Roy.
That would be all I wanted, was for him to be in my super secret fun club.
He's the cool kid at school.
He is. Yeah, he is.
You know?
Well, I also like to quote the great UCLA college basketball coach John Obi-Wan Gandalf, "It is our choices, gentlemen, that show us what we truly are, far more than our abilities." Now, who actually said that? Do you know?
I don't know, but I almost looked into it. I'm glad you
Albus
did.
Dumbledore.
Oh.
In Chamber of Secrets. Just so everybody wants to know, he did a Dumbledore quote and attached John Wooden, and Gandalf, and Obi-Wan.
It's like he knew it was from a movie, but couldn't remember which one it was from.
Or he just wanted to put them all together into one big quote.
Yeah, that's true too. This one kind of has a visual with it, but if you've seen the episode, you know it. I'm gonna shoot you straight. This is bleak. Yeah, I mean, look at it out there. Looks like a Renaissance painting portraying masculine melancholy. Oh. And then the camera pans out. You see them doing the pose.
Totally did. I want to frame a picture of that and just at the bottom say masculine melancholy.
I took a screenshot of it. I might actually do that now. I might edit it with a frame around it and put that at the bottom.
Perfect. Send it to me too. Who got it? Was it Macy Greyhound or Tina Feyhound? Who ended up being the winner?
Oh, that's a good question. I want to say Macy Greyhound, or I think it was Tina Feyhound.
They were both adorable.
Oh God, it's a greyhound. My college mascot was the Greyhounds. So, hey, I have a lot in common with AMC Richmond. Didn't even think about that.
Cute.
I only have one more.
Okay.
Coach, you keep trying to hold all this in. I'm afraid your mustache is going to pop off. Oh, then I'll look like that fella from The Hangover. Bradley Cooper? Oh, you're too good to me.
Do you know
he was
why
probably
they did that joke?
I'm assuming it's probably an Ed Helms reference.
Yes.
Okay.
It's because he's always confused with Ed Helm.
Yeah.
Not Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I figured it was an Ed Helms reference.
Just a second. It's Jane. How's that all going? We broke up. Oh, we're back on now. Okay.
And I love that Ted just kind of blows it off because it's kind of normal at this point. Anything else? Any other quotes from you?
I'm looking probably, but no.
All right.
There's so many. I mean, everything that Akufu says to Sam is really funny.
Yeah, there's his whole tirade is just God, it's so ridiculous, but I love it. So then that takes us into the feedback section, and we have a number of them. So let's go with the Facebook feedback first.
Okay, hang on.
In which you have
change screens here. Got it. We're good.
Okay, why don't you kick us off?
All right. We have Jason from San Jose. I didn't have time for audio feedback this week since I'm out of town. In short, such a great finale and uplifting moment for the team. Nate's turn to the dark side, or gray side, I added that, is now complete. And although he is such a horrible character, Edwin Akufo's temper tantrum is some of the funniest shit ever. The choking of the headless mannequin had me rolling. I posted a link on this Facebook group to the My Little Thought Tree YouTube channel that I mentioned in last week's episode. His first few Ted Lasso videos covered up through season 2. The rest of his videos get into season 3, so spoiler alert for those who haven't watched that season yet. Speaking of, I am so totally looking forward to season 3 since I've only watched that season once. Until then, this has been Jason from San Jose. Namaste, baby. Did I do it?
Yeah. It seems like a lot of us are going to be in the same boat with season 3. Both you and I and some of the listeners have only watched it once.
We barely gave this enough time when it ended. We're like, let's do Ted Lasso.
Yeah. It was within the same year we started.
I think it was within like a month.
No, it wasn't that.
We could not wait. We couldn't wait.
Yeah.
We were so excited.
Yeah, it was a good 4 or 5 months since the show had ended before we started talking about the show.
Right.
But it was still relatively new.
Yeah, I don't even care. I'm so excited.
No, I am too. You have one more, right?
Yeah. You want to do a voicemail and then I'll do this one? Or do you want to
I just realized that Greg sent us something for spoilers and we forgot to play it, so I'm apologizing to Greg now. I forgot to play the spoiler voicemail during spoilers. So
maybe next week.
Yeah, we'll see if we can throw it in next week. So we'll still have a 2 from Greg next week. So sorry about that, Greg. It completely slipped my mind because we were so engrossed in the conversation. All right, so yeah, let's do that. We'll play Greg's voicemail from this week, and then we'll do the other one. So this is our voicemail from Greg for Inverting the Pyramid.
Hello, this is Greg back again. All right, so on my first rewatch, whatever, of this episode, I made the mistake of doing this in a reasonably emotionally fragile state, and so it was like tears, laughter, tears, laughter, tears, laughter. Some of the things I hadn't caught before, which I thought were funny, Macy Greyhound or Tina Feyhound. But this one had me bouncing back and forth, and it just between the opening with Ted, just being told to do the work, to she's a sneaky, salty bitch. to every choice you make is a moment, and each of those choices are in and of themselves, choices we make, and it's just like, oh man, like every opportunity is a choice, or every choice is an opportunity to do the right thing or the wrong thing, and then immediately followed by, nip this in the bud. Oh wait, no, it's but no, it's bud. Oh, horticulture, baby. I mean, this this gave me some swings, but then this it's so good, and I was with Nate, watching it. I was with him right up until the point where he said, you'd be shipped back to Kansas with your son, where you belong. And it's just like, oh, that's below the belt. You can see Ted's face just shift at that, going from understanding to to guilty, and but that was tough. It was really tough. And then you go to, I don't even think I put it together at the time because I was so pissed off at Nate, but they all, Isaac makes them all put their hands on the believe sign, and then that's what Nate tears up. I didn't catch it the first couple times. I like could put them in isolated instances, but the fact that that's what they all surrounded, and then that's what Nate took apart. But I did like the I'll headbutt you, and then we are getting some development of some more development of Roy and Jamie, and Jamie coming forth, and then Roy forgiving him. It's very similar to when Jamie taught me how to be with my girlfriend and give her space because that's what she needed if I trust her, and so on. So like, it was good. Anyway, I'm sure you guys will go over a whole bunch of this, so I'll cut this one shorter than normal, but longer than most. All right, see you guys later.
Thanks, Greg. Shorter than normal, longer than most.
Longer than most. That's pretty accurate.
Yep.
That's a pretty accurate way to put it. But thank you, Greg, for that.
Lindsay Schlicht says, is it me or is the public response to a panic attack kind of wild? Yes. No, it's not just you. It was a panic attack, not like a murder spree. Like, honestly, who cares? Why is it such a huge deal? He left the pitch. He didn't commit some heinous crime. I guess I'm not getting why it's such a thing. It speaks to Ted's strong character that he's able to still be so kind to Nate, because I wanted to crawl through the screen like the Grudge and wring Nate's, I think she meant the ring.
The ring,
yeah, and wring Nate's stupid neck. Absolute short man syndrome. Something about him makes me so angry. I know everyone, including Nate, has said Ted abandoned him, but I call bullshit. Oh, Nate is a grown-ass man. What exactly was Ted supposed to do? He helped promote him. He encouraged his ideas. He was kind and included him in on things. What is left? Breastfeeding? Nate, little nasty weasel. As much of a dick as Edwin Akufo is, his outburst was absolutely hilarious to me. I'm glad Sam got immediate affirmation that he'd made the right decision by witnessing that. Yes, 100%, Lindsay.
In regards to the whole, I don't understand why it was such a big deal. I think this is one of the reasons why, when we talked about it earlier about the reason why the cast and crew went to the White House to actually address this and everything, it's because up until that point, people had a perspective in mind that professional athletes are meant to be these fine-tuned, perfect machines. It's one of the reasons why they're in this business. And that's why anytime it was addressed that something happened with these players, it was always made such a big deal out of. Mm-hmm. We tended not to think about the private lives of athletes or coaches in that regard. I've seen people say, actually, this was on an episode of Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, when they were talking about, it was brought up in one of the episodes that a baseball player's wife had a baby, and he decided to miss the first 2 games of the season to be at home with his wife and their new child. But yet news outlets and fans were saying, like, no, like you had no part in the birth of the baby. Your wife did. You should be there playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there were too many things that were never addressed. And as we kind of talked about at the top, things have since changed.
Yes.
So, you know, as fans and as media, sometimes they do put too much of a attention on things that pertain to a player or a coach's life outside of the game.
I think it's just men's mental health in general has always been something that we don't talk about. I mean, when you look at the military too, if you were having PTSD of any kind, or you were depressed or anxious or anything, it ruined your career.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until they actually started talking about the fact that, yes, military people do have PTSD. Of course they do, with what they go through, that we actually started talking about it. I mean, you know, there are still people of the mind that you shouldn't talk about your mental health if you're a man. And I don't think that gets addressed enough. Even today in 2024, I think it's still something that we still need to talk about more.
Yeah. And I'm thankful that I have a group of friends in my life that are incredibly open, and we all talk about things and we share things, and you know, I have that support system in my life, and I'm very appreciative of it.
Mm-hmm.
The last piece of feedback we have is a voicemail from Alex. So let's play that now. Sorry.
Did you just rickroll me?
I almost did it last week, but I was like, no, it's been too short a time. I need to save it.
Jerk, you rickrolled me.
Seriously, this time, though, here's the voicemail from Alex.
Hey all, Alex Kruger again, leaving feedback for the season 2 finale of Ted Lasso. I really like how the beginning of this episode shows the city of Richmond really rallying around Ted. Even Mr. Wanker gives him a little bit of tough love.
Mr. Wanker.
I love how Jamie in the beginning is already seeking out Roy, showing he doesn't confess because he knows he's caught or anything, but he truly doesn't want to be the piece of crap he was a season ago, only thinking of himself.
Yeah.
I like that he explains himself, but doesn't excuse his actions. It shows the maturation process he has gone through. And on the flip side of that, the fact that Roy lets it go shows his development as well. Given their backstory and their combined history with relation to Keeley, I was so happy that in this moment, and I specify this moment, isn't used to further a tug of war between them and Miss Jones's affection. However, the scene MVP is so clearly Will. I completely forgot he was there, and when he popped in, I laughed out loud so hard my dog jumped up from her peaceful nap. I don't know about anyone else, but when Nate starts to confess during the Diamond Dog session, and Ted and Beard have that look of, is he actually going to fess up? Yes. And then Nate admits to kissing Keeley, and Beard gives his, this fucking guy face. You just have to wonder what's racing through his mind as all the layers of Nate's crappiness really starts to come to light. I like the season 2 at 2 different bookends. First, Danny bookending the Richmond seasons with penalty kicks, rest in peace, Earl, and the season's first and last shots being Nate's face, even if I did want to punch said face by season's end. Now, I mentioned this on Ben's Wilhelm podcast about our favorite baseball movies, but Ted Lasso is in a lot of ways a spiritual successor to the movie Major League. Mm-hmm. Seeing Roy Kent and Jamie Tart have the Roger Dorn, Rick Vaughn moment, which I had completely forgotten about, gave me mucho joy.
Yeah.
I was also so happy that Trent Krim narked on himself for revealing his source. He has such incredible integrity that I remember when I first watched the previous episode, I was shocked he would break that ethical code like that. And knowing that he admitted he did it and accepted his dismissal made me love him so much more. And lastly, I don't know how much you guys follow soccer, but making Nate look like Jose Mourinho was such a delightful choice by the crew here. Jose Mourinho is a coach that knows how to win and often does, but also burns the clubs he's in charge of to the ground in a roughly 3-year window. He is a brash, abrasive, completely full of himself, and always looking to blame others for his failures as a leader. He's a weasel and a snake mixed together, and having Nate's entire look resemble him was an inspired choice by the team. That's all for me, folks. Keep up the great work, and as always, dude, you got a little arts on you.
He's in his Lost rewatch right now too. So
I'm
he's
so
kind
glad.
of he's got a lot of us in his ears.
You know,
right now.
It's so funny because I'm also doing a Lost rewatch with my kids, and I have to stay silent while they discuss the episodes. Like I just sit there, and they've taken to texting me their theories during the episode, which is hilarious. It's so I love every second of it. Danny has detailed notes on her phone that she just keeps adding to. And then she'll like show me some of them, and she has all these questions, and she's like, just tell me if any of them are answered. Any of them.
I completely didn't think about this. And I checked it while we were listening. Alex brought up a great point that the season does bookend with close-ups on Nate. Season 2, episode 1 starts with a close-up on Nate and backs out.
I was so interested in the bookending of Earl.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
I didn't even know. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. So I guess maybe this was a story about Nate.
This season was meant to be Nate's journey. Yeah. So thank you to everybody who left us feedback for this week, and we encourage you guys to do so. Easiest way to do that, just visit our website, revisitedpod.com. There you can find links and where to subscribe, listen, all of that fun stuff, or you can email us directly, feedback@revisitedpod.com. Feedback on previous episodes or upcoming episodes, or even, as we mentioned at the top of the episode, suggestions for shows you maybe want to hear us cover in the future. Although I do like the idea of The Good Place being the next one.
I love that.
I kind of really like that idea.
I do too, because it keeps with us feeling good too.
Yeah.
It's a feel-good show. It's hilarious, and it's been gone for more than a year.
Been going for a couple years, actually.
Well, maybe going forward, we should have a new rule saying it has to be gone for a year.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. That might be a good rule to have.
I mean, we were going to do this either way.
True.
We were going to break that rule anyways, because we both love this show so freaking much. But going forward, let's have a rule.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. Recommendations before we head out for the week.
I got to tell you, Bad Batch, man, if you're not watching Bad Batch right now, you're out of it.
It's so
Bad
good.
Batch is so good right now.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
I cannot believe it's the last season. I'm so sad it's the last season. Bad Batch is really, really good. Look, it is Star Wars animation, and I don't care what anybody says. Star Wars knows how to do their animated shows, period. Rebels was amazing. Bad Batch is better.
Yeah, I agree with you too. And I'm actually really excited because when I work Rhode Island Comic-Con in November of this year, D. Bradley Baker is one of the guests who, if you don't know who that is, he does the voice of every member of the Bad Batch.
Voices, yes. There's two voice actors. In most episodes, there are two voice actors.
Yeah.
Omega and the rest of them.
And the Bad Batch. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he does the voice of all of them.
But, I mean, I am just loving... And if you haven't seen Bad Batch, just skip ahead a little bit because you're watching it, right?
I'm caught up. Yeah.
Okay. I am loving Omega and Crosshair.
Yeah.
That is the duo I never knew I needed.
It is such an interesting dynamic too, like bringing him back into the mix and putting the two of them together because it's so good.
Because they have a true sibling relationship, whereas I feel that Omega and the rest of the Bad Batch have a fatherly child relationship. There's like a paternal love from Hunter and Wrecker and Echo. But when it comes to Crosshair, that is true sibling territory.
Well, and I love the fact too that like it's you had like obviously there was already a camaraderie with all of them together as the Bad Batch before Omega even came into the picture.
Right.
But now they're using Omega as a way to kind of transition him back into the group.
She's the bridge.
Yeah, she's the bridge to get him back as to being a full member of the Bad Batch again.
I need him to start being honest about his hand trimmer.
Oh, yeah.
Golly, I love this show.
It's so good. It's so good. The only other recommendation I have is there's another Apple Plus series that I highly recommend to anybody who, because I just started watching it. I'm only 2 episodes in, but it's fantastic. And the season has already concluded, but to anybody who is a fan of series like Band of Brothers and The Pacific,
I know what you're gonna say.
This comes from the same producers. It's called Masters of the Air.
I heard it's fantastic
on Apple TV Plus, and it's. I'm only 2 episodes in, and it's so good. Austin Butler is fantastic in the series. It's 9 episodes for the first season, and I'm already like, I thought it was
10.
Maybe it is 10.
I know that my parents said that they watched the 9th episode and they looked everywhere for the next episode, and I guess it's not out yet, so it's still airing.
It is only 9 episodes. I was right.
Oh, so it's over.
Yes, it's over.
Oh, I think interesting. I wonder how it ends then, because my parents are desperate for another episode.
No, you can tell them it's done.
Oh no, I don't want to.
And I think it is a miniseries, so there's not going to be a second season either. It's just
right. It's like Band of Brothers in the Pacific.
Yes.
Which, have you seen the Pacific?
Oh God, yeah, I've seen them both.
Brutal.
Yeah.
We watch Band of Brothers once a year. It's something that we do. I will not watch the Pacific again. It's too brutal for me to watch again. It's fantastic, but holy cow, were the Japanese barbaric.
Yeah.
Barbaric.
I love Band of Brothers.
That was a totally different war.
There's been a lot of great historical miniseries. HBO does them well.
Yes, they do.
John
Adams.
Yeah. John Adams was just...
They should do a Benjamin Franklin miniseries.
You were just talking about this, yeah.
We were. And maybe don't cast Michael Douglas as Benjamin Franklin.
I can't see Michael Douglas as Benjamin Franklin.
You should.
Really can.
When we're done here, we're going to watch that trailer because
I have to show you the clip from the newsroom too.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So, all right. So then, any final notes before we wrap up?
No.
Okay. This is a longer episode, but we did have a lot to talk about at the top, and it was a finale. Yeah, so we knew this was going to be a longer episode. But thank you to everybody for sticking it out, listening to the entire episode, for being a part of this community, all that you guys do. Next episode, Season 3, Episode 1, the Season 3 premiere of the final season. Smells Like Mean Spirit. Clever title. But thank you for being a part of this community. Until next time, we'll see you guys back out on the pitch. Take care.
Namaste. Bye-bye.